Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I would like to join with you in welcoming Mrs. Rajavi back again. Back in 1992 in Ireland, we elected the first female president of our country, and she coined a phrase on the evening of her election: the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And certainly, if ever there was a leader in the right place at the right time in terms of the freedom of Iran, which we all yearn for, certainly Mrs. Rajavi is that leader. Mr. Vidal Quadras mentioned that it was done in a very short period of time. My understanding is, having checked the records, that it has never been achieved before, that in a mere 30 days, Mr. Vidal Quadras has set out in detail what the written declaration sets out to do. We had a situation last July, 12 months, and the purpose of this particular written declaration was to focus on the fact that these people are wide open to attack, that attacks are ongoing, and that what we're dealing with here is a regime that's cruel, that's inhumane, and what is happening in terms of denying people their medical rights, whether it's cancer or people that need treatment for injuries, is the equivalent of an act of murder. So what we've done last week was very significant. It wasn't the start and it wasn't the end. It's just another milestone in terms of putting international pressure on the international authorities, both the United States and the United Nations, to do what is and should be happening, and that is provide protection. What we've got to understand as well, and Mrs. Rajavi touched on this, we are dealing with a regime in Iran that is extremely dangerous, that is undemocratic, that is tyrannical. We are dealing with a regime that poses a major threat to international peace and stability, particularly because of its enhancement of nuclear weapons. Then the sooner we get together collectively and do something to take on this regime and to bring about a situation where not alone is the PMOI totally delisted because of the fact that they are a very legitimate body lobbying for human rights and the welfare of the Iranian people, but in addition to that, that we need a collective push to ensure that the regime in Iran becomes democratic, and the only way that it becomes democratic is by open, free and democratic elections. So I'm delighted to have been with my colleagues part and parcel of the success story that we had last week. This is not the end, this is not the beginning, it's only another milestone, another step, but on with the journey, on with the struggle, and on with the quest we have for ensuring that Camp Ashraf becomes totally safe, protected by the international community. Then and until then, we will not cease our efforts. Last week was a mightily strong statement, but we need further effort. We need more energy, and we need to drive the particular campaign that we're part and parcel of. We need to drive it on even further. So thank you very much indeed, President, and thank you, Mrs. Rajavi. Thank you very much.